in many respects, we are not getting that. There is almost duplication between what our CDWs are doing with what the community, the CWP of social development are doing. They are both doing social surveys and so on. So we need to mark our niche as the Office of the Premier, so that this program can go to what it was conceptualized to be. And we are the first to agree that we lost the direction at some point, and we will definitely improve that. Thank you, Chairperson. Can I give to Dr. Mokalobe to close the gaps where they are?
Thank you, Chairperson. I think Ntate Pera and the Premier have covered almost all the issues that were raised. Mine is only to talk to the internal controls that we have put in place to ensure that we address or we prevent the unwanted expenditures that will be irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure, as well as unauthorized expenditure. Chairperson, we have already issued at the beginning of the year circulars that addresses this unwanted expenditure. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. I think that was Contlanders, or you still have a follow-up. Let me start with Ntate Msimang, Ntate Mkwena, Ntate Van Vuuren, Mema Chabalala, or Ntate Meko, or Mema Chabalala. In that order.
Thanks, Chair. It's unfortunate that Premier left without clarifying this issue, because it's giving a wrong message outside there. That we can't have young people at the level of senior management. That's the message of this first office in the province of Free State is giving. It's wrong. Maybe I must make a practical example, Chair. If you are a young person, we're talking of someone between the age of 14 and 35 years of age. And if it's like that, the possibility of you finishing your first degree at the age of 23 is there. And are you saying, with this gap between 23 and 35 people got employment, there are no possibilities of you being in senior management? We don't have such people in Free State. It's misleading. They are there in large numbers. But if the first respondent in the province is believing that there are no chances of young people to be hired at the senior management level, then it means young people are on their own. That statement is problematic, must be retracted. It's baseless. If the Office of Premier can't identify such young people, just call me, I will give you a crop of such young people with capacity who can do that work, who are qualified with more than 5 years of experience. 5 years of experience. So it's quite misleading and worrying, Chair. And the other issue that I heard here, Premier was saying they removed SXCO, they removed the CFO, they removed the MM. You don't have those powers. Maybe you must give us an empowering piece of legislation that gives ESCO powers to remove and appoint at the level of municipality. And if it's our understanding at this level in Free State we're in crisis, Shem. We have a huge crisis. Then I understand why we have a crisis like that, which is happening in Mohokar, where an MM will tell you that is appointed by executive, not by municipality, but by council, not by council, local council, is appointed by executive. And these are people who are sent to intervene. And what it makes one to appreciate, because wherever there are interventions throughout the province, go and check, the situation is moving from bad to worse. And it's even worse, those who are empowered to do so, they are also in dark. They are just removing, and they are boldly saying to PROPEC that chair, they have removed CFO, they have removed MM. With which powers, which piece of legislation which is empowering you to do so? It means we are in a serious problem in Free State. The problem, it does not only emanate from municipalities, but even those who are expected to intervene. I can make an example with Mafube, Malutiapofu, Masilonyana, all those people who, when there's intervention, the situation has moved from bad to worse. It's even worse in some instances. You'll find that the Department of Culture is even going to an extent that of appointing people who are not qualifying as part of secondment. So hearing this statement from Premier is a bit troubling to me. I don't want to lie. I thought she will be here to explain which piece of legislation which empowers the executive at the level of province to remove CFO, to remove MA. Section 39 of Constitution of Republic of South Africa, it talks to issues of dissolving the council. It talks to issues of capacitating a council where there are problem of finances. 5.4 is talking about capacitating and supporting. We want this piece of legislation in South Africa which allows the executive of Free State Province to just remove people like that. And then they are boldly coming here and telling us that they are removing people at municipalities. What happened with cooperative governance? As enshrined in the Constitution, of course. So it's worrying, Chair. But also I needed to clarify. When I was talking about title deeds, I'm not saying it's wrong to give title deeds now. I'm saying there's a practice, and it's there. As a matter of fact, Acting DG is there as a matter of fact, where these title deeds will be piled and will only be taken out on the eve of elections. The issue that Premier was supposed to ask, why in between there's no issuing out of title deeds. That's where a problem comes from. Also, I saw in the report, there's overspending on issues of CDWs. Can we be taken into confidence? How did we come to a point of overspending with CDWs? How did it happen? Because I think that's the question that was supposed to be asked. We understand the confusion that is happening there that the Acting DG is talking about. But in your report, there's issue of overpayment. We need to be clarified. How did it happen? And even the explanation that we're getting here, I think Premier could not hear me properly. The explanation that we got is that the reason you underspend is because of you appointed late. You ran your adverts, the process of recruitment late. And my view is that, my question is that, how possible, what basically hinders you from having appointed maybe in a first quarter, third quarter, second quarter? Why are you appointing now and you come and explain to us to say partly you underspend is because you ran process of recruitment for DJ late? Why are you running them late? Why didn't you run them earlier? That's what I'm asking, not what Premier is answering. So I'm hoping that I will get an answer to that. But equally, even when you go to issue of gender, we can't be told that we underspend because we're going to spend most of the programs we're going to spend now on issues of gender. You are simply saying you only fight gender August, September, October. And issue of gender-based violence must be fought on daily basis. If an approach of Premier's office is to fight gender-based violence only August, September, October, November towards December, it's very problematic. That's not how we're going to defeat gender-based violence. It must be fought on daily basis. Budget must be allocated such that you fight it on daily basis. We can't be told you underspend because of other programs are to take place in August, September, October. It's problematic if you are to coin things in that manner. Thanks, Chair.
Thanks. Maybe if we can just provide a written response to the issue of the appointment, so that the Premier can provide a proper context to it on the issue of the appointment in municipalities. I don't want any person here to misquote her. At least she must be able to. No, I'm saying for them to respond on that, so that no one misquote her. She must be the one giving that specific response. That I'm going.
No, thanks very much, Chairperson, and good morning to everybody in the House. Chair, mine is this directed to the Office of the Premier. Good afternoon. Mine is this. The Free State province is regarded as the worst performing in the country. My question is, amongst all departments in the province, which one is the worst performing department and why? Secondly, what is the department doing to really remove this page on us as a province? Move us from number 9, please. What is the department doing about that, acting DG? Thanks.
Just before you and the different, I just wanted to clarify with the honourable member on the issue of the title deeds. Yesterday, the MEC, this issue was raised, and the MEC gave a response about conveyancers and what. So I think it should also be one of those responses that come as a written reply, so that the government provides a proper context to it. The one of title deed, and I'll remember the third one that he was referring to. Over to you, Ndelefanele.
Thank you, Chair. Now, I think I've been covered by the question of the 9 million overspent on CDWs, a project again that acting DG said. He said that it is not effective. Yeah, that's the word. So it's strange that we actually keep on paying and overspending on it. I don't understand that. Thank you. Yeah, and we've also, one of my questions that's not being answered. I said overdraft, but it's actually your cash shortfall. in the AG's report says it's 45 million. If we can get, I mean, you overpay 9 million there, but you've still got a cash shortfall of 45 million. So technically there's a, yeah, let's leave it there. Thank you, Chair.
Ke a leboha, Chairperson. Ya di-step-a e le pela ka haholo. E etsa ekare ke hweletsa haholo. Afternoon, members. Chairperson, taba ya ka e mona tabeng ya mesebetsi ho youth. Honorable Msimang o sa batlile a ncover-a haholo tabeng ya years from 18 to 35. Hore ka nnete ba se kena sekolo, ba dule ka mangolo a bona hae, ba be ba lekane le nna. Ke ka hona re reng mesebetsi ha eyo ho batho ba batjha. And then the other thing ke ena ya ba tlabeng ba tshwere mangolo a bona a botitjhere. Ha ba fihla mane departmenteng, ba isa di-CV tsa bona ba batla mesebetsi, ba batluwa tjotjo, Chairperson. Ba batluwa tjotjo. Ba tsamaya ba sebetsa di-private school ka lebaka la hore ba batluwa ditjotjo tsa di 20,000. Where will you get 20,000 and pay for tjotjo, whereas you are not working, but you've got your own qualifications? E tsamaya le yane, Chairperson, ya hore le bona bana ba tlabeng e re ha lokela ho hirwa for mosebetsi wa ho cleaner, a cleaner. Ha ke tsebe ke ma sa tsebeng ho fiela ho hlatswa sejana, ke mang ntate a sa tsebeng ho peta le ho kgotha le ho kuta bojwang. Ho bo thwe CV e le fela ho tima batho an opportunity to work, ba be ba batluwa di-CV. Ha ho ka hwa etsahala ka lehlohonolo a hirwa, o batluwa dikobo, the way bomme re diwang dignity ka teng. Ha o tla tlameha hore o fuwe mosebetsi ka hara government, o tlamehile o lo rojalwa. And bohloko ba mesebetsi eo ke di-contract, o sebetsa ka contract. By the time o tlameha o tla renew that contract again, you must go and sleep again with that ntate nyeo who have hired you. Years ago, nakong ya puso ya dikwankwetla qwaqwa tsa ntate TK Mopedi, ho na le a department that was called GG. GG eo ho no sebetsa bo makgwaba ba tshwanang le bo Mmatjhabalala tjena ka GG ka moo. Ke mane mono ho sa batlwe motho CV, o no o lo fuwa experience moo. Ha o fihla o no lo rutwa mosebetsi, o bo tsebe mosebetsi. Those people ba ntse ba le teng le kajeno. My question is, we know exactly that there's a time ya ho shwa ya motho, there's a time ya motho ga a pensioneng. Who replaced them? Because mosebetsi o ntso le teng, o ntso le moo. Ba replacewa ke bo mang ha ba hlokaetse, ba replacewa ka bo mang ha ba ya di-pensioneng, because batjha ba dutse ha ba na mosebetsi. And then e tlo ba ena ye nngwe hape ya maobane e ke sa robalang ha monate ka yona, ya public works, ha e re mane Maluti a Phofung ilo kampela di-buildings tsa public works. Ho shebuwe ho lo kampelwa di-building tsa public works, ke mosebetsi e sa le ntso o etsuwa years and years ago. E le mane mo re buang ka fruitless and wasteful expenditure. Ha di qeta ho kampelwa fela, ya tsamaya fence eo. So ke ipotsa ha honorable member Mantje a ne a re ho tla batluwa security for that, ko re kutlwe fela ntse ke ipotsa, ke ntse ke ipotsa, because re tseba bohlaswa bo moo. why ho na le ho nno lo kampelwa di-building tseo tsa mofuta o jwalo tse seng di le vandalized? What's the use ya gore di nne di lo kampelwa? Why ho sa batluwe yellow fleet? Because majority of the municipalities of Free State, they don't have yellow fleets. They don't have tipper trucks. 2026, 2021, I was a councillor at Maluti Apofu. E sale re kopa yellow fleet, re kopa tipper truck, re kopa kwari. Ka ga Maluti Apofu kwari ngata e bapala bana. Ha e hloke le gore ho nno thwe masepala o lo e reka. Ha o ka fihla le hona jwale o tsamaya ka hara metse ba rona re batho ba dulang metseng, di-gravel roads ke mekoti. Ha pula ena ngwana ha ka tsamaya ka hara tsela ya tsamayang ka hara yona mehlaena, ha pula ena ngwaneo a ka nyamela ka hara metsi because ditsela ke mekoti. So ke nana hore ho na le hore ho no waste-we tjhelete ho lo kampelwa ka di-fence tse sa tlo tswela mang kapa mang molemo. Ho be le yellow fleet, ho be le tipper trucks. Ha mafu a le teng, setjhaba ka hara metse se sebetsa ka dipeke le dikgarafu ho kwala dikoti hore ditsela di tsebe ho tla tsamaya ha ho lo patwa bafu. Ke mathata a teng. By the time e ke buileng ka yona 2016, 2021, ke ne ke sebetsa le former Ntate Vose Chabalala, Maluti Apofu, ne le majoro by that time. O la nna iketsetsa ona mantlwantlwane a tshwanang le a ilo etsuwa a fence. Ka di-entrance tsa difemeng, a entse something like gate e nang le ntlo ya security. Tse ka reng ha o ka fihla hona jwale ke mehau. Why? Because e ne le fela a way ya hore ho jowe tjhelete. E leng yona ena hape ke bonang ya fence, ke a way ya hore ho tlo jowa tjhelete. Circling e kenang Qwaqwa, Harrismith, Golden Gate, Bethlehem, I spent the millions a haha le bota. Ntate Vose Chabalala le ntseng tjena fela be le ba le mongolo o reng welcome to Qwaqwa ka lejwe. Di-millions ha ke bua le wena tje ha eyo lo ba teng yona ntho eo seemahale seo sa neng a se entse seo. E leng tsona di-fruitless and wasteful expenditures tse bang teng kore batho ha ba tshwere power ba itebala, ba lebala hore ditjhelete di ka etsa something for mafutsana. Ba bona hore ditjhelete ho ka benefita bona ka hore motho a etse ntho e senang kelellonyana fela a ba nka tjhelete for yena. So ka nnete taba yenana ya fence ke santsane kutlwa e ntse nkgathaditse matla le ka jeno le gore na ho lo kampelwa ho no ntso sa kampelwe kgale keng. Ho no ntso sa kampelwe kgale keng. Why ho emelwa hore dintho di be di fele, e re ha di se di fedile e be hona ho thweng ho lo tsoseletswa? Ka nnete re kopa hore hona mono office ya premier e santsane e le tje e le teng tje, e ka re premier ka ba le teng ha ke bua taba tsena a di utlwe hore re llela simple yellow fleet ka hare ho dimasepala tsa Free State. Ke mang a nang le matla a ho hire yellow fleet ha na le mathata a hlaetswe ke lefu dikoloi di lokela go tsamaya? No one, but majority of the people ha ba sebetse. Yena ya batjha e kare ho ka hwa tsamauwa, hwa thorwa, hwa kenwa ka hara metse le metsana dibakeng tsena tse ka hara Free State kaofela. Le tle le bona hore corner le corner ho bokane batjha ba dutse ba tsuba matekwane, ba eme bo di-taverneng ba nwa jwala, ba bang ba sebile ba nwa dikala. Ha se hore ko bane ba le useless, ha hona ntho e betere e ba e etsang, ha ba sebetse. Di-case tsa theft di ngata haholo. Ho utsuwa dipompo, ho utsuwa di-copper pipes, ho utsuwa di-cables. Lebaka kore batjha ba dutse ha ba sebetse ha hona ntho tse betere tse bang di ka ba keepa busy ya ba ba di etsa. Ke a leboha Chairperson.
Thanks. I think the input, it's one of those that also requires a written reply, so that maybe at a policy level that could also be explained. And lastly, the one of young people at senior management. I know that there's an issue of, is it OSD, where engineers and doctors are taken at the level of a deputy director, and you end up having CEOs of hospitals being young people. But if you can just provide statistics, so it means we can then expect those written replies in 7 to 14 days, so that you have enough time to compile the correct statistics. Over to you, DJ.
Now, Chairperson, let us adopt your guidance on the latter comments of the honourable member relating to several things, fraud in recruitment, fencing, and so on. That I think that is appropriate. We will certainly also inform relevant departments to be aware that there are those comments that they need to prepare responses on. The person, anyone of working age who meets the requirement for appointment for senior manager position can be appointed. Anyone of any age who meets the requirements can be appointed. We do not have conscious policy that says if you are 35 years and younger, you cannot be a senior manager. So the policy is about meeting the prescribed requirements, because we also do not prescribe the requirements ourselves. I think other comments, they relate to your guidance as well, so we will take that. We are not aware that we are worst performing province. Even the DG report, AG report is talking about the audit outcomes for the province, which show that we are making strides. So we are not saying we are a model of performance, but we are certainly doing our best as the provincial government. It is easier to comment on specifics, so that we do not speculate. I think, I'm not sure, CFO, you are able to deal with the shortfall of 45 million rand. And then I want to address the overspending on CDWs. I think we have how many wards in the province? Is it? I do not have the numbers now, but we are.
Is it not 234?
Yes, it's around that
234.
person. Yes. In reality, we should be having a CDW in every ward, which means we would be spending more than what we are spending at the moment. Basically, what is causing overspending is under budgeting. It's under budgeting, not the lack of posts, because you actually have CDW posts that equal the number of wards that we have. And we need to correct that issue of under budgeting so that there is no overspending. Thank you, Chairperson and CFO. Can you deal with that?
Thank you, Chairperson and Depera. On the issue, shortfall of 45 million. This is recurring or emanating from the over expenditure, unauthorized expenditure of 209 million that was incurred during 2018 and 2019. Is the unauthorized expenditure that Ntate Pera had alluded to say that we have already finalized the investigations. The report was submitted to Treasury for their consideration, and Treasury will then present it to the legislature for approval with funding or without funding. Thank you, Chairperson.
I'm tempted now to dismiss you. You have taken many hours seated here looking at us. Maybe as part of a takeaway, this issue that comes from time to time of the budget of the Premier's office and the budget of the legislature. I would also suggest that you also do research on that because my just desktop browsing Limpopo and KZN, the budget of the legislature is slightly more than that of the Premier's office. I don't know whether it's because those are the rural provinces with traditional leaders, but Free State and Western Cape, the office of the Premier has more budget than the legislature. Free State and Western Cape. I don't know what is the reason. Maybe if you make research, you may come up with reasons why you have such trends. DG, with what you have given us, we thank you. We expect maybe that you will provide those written responses, at least in 14 days, so that at least you are able to give us those statistics that we need of young people at senior management, the correct statistics of the province. And I hope that that will also include the gender and disability, so that we can have a clear picture. Thank you, Auskuni, Mercy Singh, everyone else, CFO, Tatemtswari, Krizo. The only person I don't know is the young lady. And we are saying that there's no young people in the leadership. And a young person seated next to you. Thank you, DG. Honorable members, looking at the time, it's 8 minutes to 1. I don't know whether lunch is available, because once we get into that department, it's also going to take us more than 2 hours. This one is the one of roads and a lot of projects of the province. So I don't know what you suggest. I don't know whether lunch is ready. If it's ready, I would suggest that we come back at 1:20. If it's ready, but now I don't know.
platters that they said, but I think a lot of people have already eaten from the platters. So.
Or there's food ready in the kitchen. Or is it possible, honorable members, that we can come back at if it's platters, you can come back at 1:15, and then we take the department. Thank you.